guys. We are so excited to have you guys here. I have with me Kimberly Thomas Design, so Kim Thomas, and we are super excited because we're going to do this darling cozy card. Will you just hold it up so everyone can see it, Kim? Oh my gosh, so cute. So would you consider this, I guess, a shadow box card?
It is a shadow box card. Actually, it's a shadow box card, and I've included 3 sentiments with this card from my from one of my fonts. So it's used for sketch pen. So I use a sketch pen to add this.
Incredible. So if you are wanting to do this with us and you're not here at the live, you're maybe re-watching this, where can they find this design if they want to purchase it?
So this design is in my Etsy shop, Kimberly Thomas Design, and on the Silhouette shop, Kimberly Thomas Design as well.
Okay, awesome. So these are, we're going to put the links if we haven't already in the description, so you can go check that out. And Kim is going to tell us how to put this together. I am so excited about this. This is perfect, especially for today, because we're doing our holiday, our summer holiday craft along. Say that 5 times fast. Mm-hmm. And this goes perfectly with today, because today is all about summer giving or Thanksgiving in the summertime. So tell me the inspiration behind this card before we get started.
So the inspiration behind this card, I take a lot of concept design classes, and I was thinking of set design and landscape design. And I took your course on making shadow box cards, and I just made a whole slew of them. And this is one that I made for the fall. And of course, I thought about the trees in the background, the leaves, and just like the coziness of a cabin. And I was just thinking of how all that could tie in the fall.
Yeah, I love it. So, so beautiful. Do you want to tell everyone what supplies they need in order to make this?
Yeah, definitely. So you need about 3 12 by 12 pieces of cardstock, and 3 in one color, and then orange and a taupe color. So I'm using 3 colors. So 3 colors of cardstock. I use Park Lane because I remember in some of the other lives that they were saying use good cardstock. And one reason is because there's a lot of detail in here. So you definitely want to use a fresh pen or a fresh blade when you're cutting, because these branches, the branches and also the trees are very delicate. So it's very intricate cutting. So a fresh blade would be great for that. And
so beautiful. And Judy is saying it looks like the river and through the snow to grandma's house we go. Fa la 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 la. It totally does.
Nice. And it's funny because I had a class and I had to create a lake house, and it really reminded me of when I was like creating the designs for that as well. So you need glue. I use tacky glue and some square foam and also some foam dots. I use a bone file, or you could even just use a popsicle stick, which will be fine because I like to crease things a little bit more. And I have this hook just so that I could pick up. It helps me pick things up a little bit.
Yeah. And that is, it looks like the silhouette hook.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Super cute.
To help me up. Yeah. I also have, I have these tweezers, but I kind of like just kind of helping me out. I have nails, so I just kind of something to kind of help me pick things up a little bit.
So, so cute. Hi, Deborah. Judy, so good to have you here. Tiffany says, super cute card. It is absolutely adorable, isn't it? So before we get started in putting it together, Kim, will you talk a little bit about kind of like what you have done to become a designer? And I'm going to kind of switch you out here so you're the forward-facing one so that everyone can meet you a little bit more just before we like really start digging into this card. Because you guys know, like once we start crafting, it's like we're just crafting. So Kim, will you tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
So I have a background in architecture, interior design, graphic design, and actually user experience design. And one thing, I love classes. I love learning. I like taking classes, courses, drawing, art. And when I came across Carina's class, I thought, you know what, it would be nice to do something with this. And that's how I got started with the crafting. So I'm new to crafting. I don't have all the tools, but I have the basics. And I just got started with it. I've made a lot of shadow box cards. I have a couple to show you. I have this birthday card that
So
I
cute.
created. I mean, it was just really nice when I tried to tie in a lot of my architecture and landscape design with the crafting. I thought about how can I actually add layers. And I think Christy even mentioned how some of these cards could actually be props or something that you can take photos from. I'm going to show a couple of these. A little Kwanzaa card.
I love
It's
it.
just nice. You could just go crazy with these, right? And definitely a Merry Christmas card. And the design workshop, the design conference, I will be making this one.
Oh yeah, we haven't even talked about it yet, but you guys secretly, it's actually already up. So the Design Suite Maker Conference we're doing in September. So Kim is and has been a Design Suite member for the last couple of years, and she will be teaching. You're going to be teaching this one in the Design
Yes.
Suite Maker Conference.
Yeah, and it has a sentiment with a font. So I do a lot of fonts as well, and that was another thing that I learned from Carina is just go for it. Just do fonts, 3 paper products. Keeps you busy. Keeps you
It
very
does keep you busy. And Kim does do a lot of fonts and she does a lot of dingbats. So she's a fabulous designer and Kim's really great at volume. So I'm really excited for you guys to see this. I'm gonna move this back so you guys can see this. So get us started, Kim, because this is gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So let's get started with the envelope. And the nice thing I like about the envelope is really roomy. I don't really make these super thick, but I definitely want to make sure that there's enough room to put everything in. I probably may do just 2 layers and just add a little dimension to these top leaves.
Yeah.
So,
I love that yours comes with an envelope. That's so nice. I usually don't put an envelope with mine. Like you can buy an envelope separately, but I love that this comes with an envelope. What a cute idea.
oh, nice, nice, nice. Yeah, yeah. You want to coordinate, right?
Yeah.
So everything I've used textured paper. So there's a right side. You can use a smooth side, but I like using the textured side. And just kind of fold everything in. Seam it in. And these are real easy to put together.
I love your bone folder. I can't find mine. I was looking for it the other day and I was like, where did I put my bone folder?
Yeah, I mean, it took me a while to find this too. I was everywhere. And we just moved from Chicago to Austin. So all my stuff is just everywhere. And then I start looking for something. And it takes me 2 hours.
So what's the weather like in Texas right now?
Hot.
Like
That's all you gotta say. Hot.
Are you like how are you doing with that coming from Chicago?
Not too bad. I stay inside mostly in the AC, and the AC is freezing, right? So I'm
Yeah.
usually with a sweater. But the hardest part for me is the car, how hot the cars get. So it gets very hot. So
I mean, Chicago gets warm. Like it's not hot, right? But
yeah, it does get pretty warm. So one thing I do when I'm putting glue for this envelope, I try to just kind of gauge where this needs to end because I don't really like it oozing out. And I just go pretty lightly with the.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're not putting a thick amount on.
No, because I want it to dry pretty fast.
Because I guess if it oozed out, it would stick to the back of the card, right? And
right.
You don't want.
Nope. No. And then I like doing this first because this way this could dry. And like you said, I don't want it sticking to the card. And I just crease really well.
That is a nice cut envelope, Kim. You guys, like, so honestly, there are some designs that just stand out. Like a really clean cut envelope is really nice because that was quick, that was easy. The angles were right, nice.
Had a good teacher, man.
She tries really hard.
Great teacher.
Yeah. You guys heard that Kim does fonts. So just so you guys know, we don't do fonts anymore in Design Suite. Kim was part of we'll call it the elite group called Stars. And in Stars, we did font design. Now we only do font design at the University of Arts and Design. So if you're asking about it, you're like, where could I find this font class? We do an intro to font called Dingbat Design Academy in Design Suite. But then for a full font class, we do that at the university now. Yeah. So it's kind of fun to have Kim in there. She's a beta tester of the font class.
Oh yeah, the fonts are nice. And I was up pretty late last night working on another font because I wanted to do kind of like a line that went along with this cozy vibe fall feeling. So I created a font for that as well. This isn't my font, but I really wanted something kind of friendly and warm and cozy. So that's kind of what I'm working on now.
When you use the sketch font, like how did that work? Did it feel pretty easy on the Silhouette machine to have that cut or not, I guess, draw, right?
Oh yeah. So I have this, let me grab these. So I have these.
I'm gonna move Kim forward so you guys can see this. You can do a close up. Oh, she put it on the.
Yeah. Hold that. So I have so I have like this adapter that I use, and I use the Silhouette pins. And for this font, it worked really nicely. I'll show you really close up. Now this isn't a single line font, but I made it so that the gap is very minimum. Mm-hmm. And it's a little more versatile too. You could do other things with this font. Like you could just send it to the printer. But yeah, the only thing is sometimes it can drag, and I think that's mostly with that Silhouette 4. But I just make sure that I have it. But I really haven't had a lot of problems with it, honestly. But yeah, it came out really nice. And I did this one and for the sample.
Yeah. I love how clean it looks. Really
very clean. Yeah, very clean. And I give three fall sentiment cards. So
I love it. And it's a single pass on the Silhouette machine. Is that correct?
Well, it will go through twice because it'll loop around, but the gap.
Yeah, but you're only putting in a single pass, but it is really
that's all.
Through twice.
Oh, yeah, that's all. Yeah. And even before I use my pens, I just kind of write out a little bit to make sure, because I don't use them that often. So I just kind of do a little scribble to make sure that the ink is flowing well. And then, yeah.
Perfect. I love that. So good.
Yeah. Okay. And then I was just thinking also with the inks, they have this gold. They have a lot of different colors. So if you wanted to use white, you could probably have a little bit more options with your colors, but I use a darker color. So I just use a black color. So yeah.
Love it. So good. So you do the inside of your card first.
I am, because you know why? Because usually if I have everything built up and stacked up, it won't lay as flat if I just want to, just when I'm gluing this down and adding this on. So I just went ahead. And I mean, this is by default, but before I was like, oh, it's probably better to go ahead and just have it flat. It's just easier. And I'm going.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then that way I can crease and you just have to kind of eyeball it with the center.
So you like tacky glue better for this project versus hot glue?
Oh yeah, hot glue to me, it's, yeah, I do. Like, yeah, I just do. Yeah. The hot glue, I don't mind, but it's just easier for me. And like I said, I'm pretty new to crafting. I'm like one of those graphic designers that was like, okay. And I'm a maker, and I definitely DIY a lot of things. So just crafting.
Yeah, because you've been decorating your house. You showed us a whole bunch of SketchUps because you do a bunch of interior design stuff. You love home decor things. So talk about some of that stuff.
Yeah, so right now we added a swim spa and a hot tub to my backyard. I did an outdoor kitchen and what else did I do? And I put it all in SketchUp, and I had like a little walkthrough of it and everything through the MetaQuest. So I was having a lot of fun. Like, I don't game, but I used to, in previous life before babies, I used to do virtual reality walkthroughs of architectural spaces. So it was fun, getting back into that. And I just wanted to do it for my backyard. So that was really nice. And it was just really fun to do. So that's why sometimes you'll see a theme of architecture or this interior design. So kind of coming up. And I thought about I could make 3D, like pop these up as well, or like in this Noel card, I have like just the cutouts here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so on this I just have this here. Sorry if I'm not that descriptive.
No, you're being great.
So, okay, let's see if I can remember how this is actually put together. And disclaimer, I do have a video on my YouTube channel how to put this together. So
Do you want to give everyone that YouTube channel right now?
yeah, I do, but it's like
you don't remember the name of it? I think if you just search Kimberly Thomas Designs, I'm sure she will pull up. So if you want to go check that out, you can. All right. So is this one going to be pop dotted down first?
Yeah, I am. But first I'm going to put these very delicate little branches.
Those look like they cut really well though.
Oh yeah, it cut really well. I mean, each time I did it, it cut really well. Initially, I had a lot of little details, and I will say that my daughter makes a lot of dingbats for me, so I try to put her to work. So she puts a lot of details. So that I just cleaned things up a little bit and just added these. So yeah. So I think with the hot glue, it's just so delicate. I wonder if I would.
It would probably be hard to move it around. Don't you think? Like with the hot glue, because you lay it down, it'd be stuck.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I use hot glue a lot, but I have been loving since the design business conference we had in March. Shara bought these little glue pen. Well, she had me buy a bunch of these glue pens. So I have a whole bunch of them and I've been using it. And I'm like, oh, I could see myself making this transition.
Yeah, I really wanted to get one of those, the ones with the very narrow applicator. And I think Vivica had one of those. And I thought, oh, that would be nice to have.
Yeah, I think Vivica had one. I feel like Tiffany had one. Tiffany's here.
I'm sure Tiffany has one.
Tiffany, what was the one that you had? We'll see if she tells us in the chat.
I know, like, I'm just basic, right? I don't have...
I love that. You know what? If you're watching this, you're like, I don't have all the supplies. You
don't need all of it, but it's nice. It's nice. You get tool envy, right? But you don't need all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Just get started, right?
Judy says it's Zig glue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've never used that before. Really, really cute. Okay, so what are you doing now?
So now I have foam squares, and I'm just adding foam squares around the perimeter of this first layer.
Mm-hmm. So you're new to crafting, but what is your favorite thing to craft?
I like these cards, and I can't wait to get into the 3D houses. Like I'm so excited to do that. But again, start slow, start small, because I really want to go and make this big, beautiful mansion, but not yet. I'm not there yet. I'm still learning the glue. I'm still learning how to make it. And in your courses, we made some small houses, but I still need to translate that into building something larger.
Yeah, it does take a second because the 3D stuff, I mean, the nice thing is you have an architecture background, which is why you're excited about the houses and why you're going to be great at them when you start digging into them. But really, it is an interesting thing working in 3D crafting because you have to think things don't you look at them 2D and they don't work out the way you think they're going to work out in 3D, if that makes sense. So like
Oh yeah.
a gable will be so, well, I'm holding something. I have one right here. Like the gable will be so deep on a roof. And then you're like, wait, is that enough house underneath? You know, because you think it should be so much bigger than it is. And it's not. So it's kind of, you have to play, you're playing some mind tricks a little bit.
So you just so happen to have a house handy.
I had a house handy because we're going to do Christmas in July tomorrow with Sarah for our summer crafting. And so we're putting together the entire Christmas village. So my daughter Siri cut out almost everything. So I don't know how that's going to go because, you know, she's new to cutting. So I'm like, I hope that it all worked out. But I just happened to have this one. We're not going to make this one because I did this for Terry Johnson's summit last year. So like
nice.
Right here in handy, which is awesome.
Yeah. So what I do is I use this hook to peel off the back of these.
I love it. I almost always have one of those hooks handy or an X-Acto knife. Those are the two things I tend to use.
Yeah, I have an X-Acto. I have a ton of X-Acto knives, but I think I just bought one and it's really sharp, and I don't think that's
yeah, a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah, not right now. Not on live. Not on live YouTube.
Could be the most exciting live ever.
Yeah.
I love it. Tiffany says she loves using Nuvo glue. It's Nuvo glue with a fine tip. And I have the gun to help squeeze it out. So she has a gun that goes along with it. Deborah is saying she likes Barely Arts glue, and she also has Zig glue because it's nice as well.
Okay.
Thanks for chiming in on that, you guys. That's really helpful.
Thank you. And then that way I'll go back and I'll look at those. Okay, so we have another layer, which is, and I always stack these up because I just don't want to get confused.
Mm-hmm. It's really easy to get confused with these shadow box cards.
Yep. So I have.
Christine says she uses Zig pens as well. Popular, super popular.
Yeah, and as you see, this is really delicate. So
that is delicate.
Fresh blade.
Yeah, fresh blade, sticky mat, or an electrostatic mat.
Yeah, that's really fancy.
Super fancy, super duper fancy.
I know that electrostatic. It'd be nice. It's on the wish list. But I use a light mat, and yeah, I use a light mat or sometimes a standard mat though. But yeah.
Kim, what have you thought about crafting design? Because you were designing other things before this. What, like, do you like it?
Yeah, I like it. The time, just stopping, making time to do it. But once you get in it, is great. And that's why I started just batching things, like you said, you had your daughter cutting for you. So then I would cut. Like I have so many things cut out already. And then when I get we've been having a lot of flooding right here in Austin area. It's just been raining like crazy. So it's nice. I mean, I've just been crafting, but just using my silhouette machine cutting. And I will go back another day and just assemble. So that's been kind of nice to do. And I'm just getting better with the silhouette machine.
Yeah. The thing with the machine is the more you cut on it, the more you know its quirks,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I was great with Illustrator. Like you couldn't tell me nothing, but with this machine and learning a lot on slowing down and taking my time. But I love this. I mean, I actually love putting these together.
For those of you who don't know, next week we have a Master the Machine live event. So this is private for our Master the Machine members. So if you want to check that out, you can go to designsuitecourses.com/master the machine. And right now it's 50% off. It gets you access to all our live events that we do for Master the Machine, which we do a couple times a year. So one of them is next week, and then we'll have another one in November. And we record everything and put it into that course for you. So about 18 presentations plus live events. It's kind of fun. And that is for machines. So like what Kim was talking about, like it does take a hot second to understand the machines. And we do the Caesar, the Cricut, and the Silhouette all in that event.
Yeah, it could be overwhelming. Like you can have like which blade do I use for what and which cartridge do I use, which blade, and you're so excited and I was so happy it could do all these things, but at the same time, like I have to stop and figure out like I really want to get more into the sketch pens and the foil quill, especially with my fonts. So it's just more to explore.
I know. Well, it's so funny because I've been designing for my Silhouette machine for I can't even since 2013, so a gazillion years. And I still have never used some of the features. Like I would love to learn how to use the rhinestone tool. Like I have no idea how to do the rhinestones,
Oh,
but I really want to.
yeah.
I just haven't gotten around to it, right?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Okay, do I have everything? Do I have
That looks
this?
amazing.
Okay, do I have it all together?
Yeah, that looks great.
Kind of stop and think a little bit.
You don't have a lot on each layer, but every single layer is really significant. That's how you can see, you guys, a good design. Like you've got the lovely trees sitting all the way in the background. Then you really do have a nice structural focal point, that house with the smoke coming out of it, which is so nice. But then you have the leaves coming down, like, so it'll be extra foliage. But I love that it's like a background item. It's like a decoration versus a focal point, which is so nice.
And I was thinking about how the leaves tie in and how they're kind of pointing in, and just thinking about composition.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. We're always worried about like, is everything pointing towards the focal point, which you guys, you can see here. This is good design at its best. I really love this,
thank
Kim.
you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and
Those are skinny.
oh yeah, oh yeah. But I like the little delicate, like
I
I
do
like
too. And
that.
I love it when my machine cooperates and cuts out all the little delicate things.
Yeah, I go through blades. I really do. So I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but yeah, I kind of always using a fresh blade. So, all right. I can only imagine when I started creating these houses.
Oh,
I'm gonna
yeah.
have so many windows.
Kim, tell me what you're doing now because you're not using pop dots. You're just going to lay it flat on this
I
layer.
am gonna just lay it flat, and I'm gonna make sure that I don't put glue on these leaves. I just want to go around the edge lightly
Mhm.
with glue. So this is the part I get a little confused with because I don't want to. I just didn't want to have it super thick.
Yeah, especially if you have an envelope, you guys. Like if you don't want it crazy thick, like this is nice. Like it's got one or two layers of pop dots, but then it's flat. You still get the layers. You're still getting some shadows from it because you are creating those layers with the paper, but it's a little flatter. I think that's really nice.
Okay. Yeah. So as you see, yep. You could even opt to do something else if you want to, if you don't want the cozy vibe on there. But I'm going to go ahead, and this is pretty delicate as well with this font.
I love the cozy vibe on it. And I'll tell you why, because you're like, it could go winter, it could go fall. You know, there's something nice because it's a little generic enough that it's not like this is the only thing you could use this card for. I love it. Judy says, I've done rhinestones, fun, but time consuming. I think that's why I haven't done it, Judy. And Tiffany said, I want to learn how to design for rhinestones too. Even bought some rhinestones in the flock. LOL. Yeah, I haven't even done it. And I don't know if it's ever going to happen, guys. Every time I think of a project for it, I'm like, or not.
Just do something quick.
Yeah, because I just want to do something quick. Because even these cards are really fast to just cut. You're just like, oh, I'm just gonna cut this really fast. I'm done. Make it, throw it together.
I'm happy I got to that point. So like I could just do it faster because I've just done enough of them now. Okay. Center that on.
Looks so good.
Thank you. So then now I have these leftover leaves, and I'm just going to go ahead and put these just on here. And this is where you can kind of use your own creativity, a little flexibility in this design. And for these, I just put this one without a dot, and I'm going to actually add dots to these.
Okay, so you are going to pop dot a little extra on top.
Yeah, just the leaves. And if you want to, you can ink like the edges of these to give them a little bit more dimension.
Yeah, I love it.
It'd be nice, really fall, kind of rustic fall look. Even the cabin probably will look nice that way.
I love this because this can go, well, even the way you've got it could be boy, girl, masculine, feminine, which is really nice because you guys know when you go out there in the craft world, a good portion of the stuff is all female. So it is nice that this one kind of feels like, oh, you could use it for a guy.
You really could. Yeah, sometimes these can be hard to peel off, but not too bad. So, all right. And I just kind of place this in the corner. So just two corners.
Cute. Super duper cute.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So cute. Will you hold that one up and the other one? So what I like is you can kind of see you guys like high contrast, deep color or soft and a little bit lighter color. I like that you've got like both of these here. Do you have a preference?
I like the contrast.
You like higher contrast?
I do. But this is really subtle. I mean, I think I have, sending warm thoughts on the autumn breeze. I don't know. It just depends. Like,
I love it. So cute. So if someone purchases this file, Kim, are they able to get the envelope comes with it? Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So you get the envelope.
Remind everyone where they can find this again.
So my silhouette shop, Kimberly Thomas Designs, and the Etsy store, my Etsy shop, Kimberly Thomas Designs. And what you get with the card, you get the envelope, you get the card, and you get 3 sentiment cards. So these are 2 of those sentiments that are there from that Orlina font. And you could actually purchase the font as well in these shops. So if you want to change up your sentiment, but I just started you off with 2 sentiments. So
many options. I love it so much. So cute. I just love this. I love seeing you guys make really cute stuff. I'm going to switch our view here. I'm going to remove this so we can talk a little bit.
Okay.
Kim, what do you think your favorite thing about doing the design thing is now versus even what you were doing before? Because you do a lot of design work for yourself, like the beautiful SketchUps that you've been doing for your home. I've also seen you do quite a bit of home decor type stuff. Yes. And some really beautiful, I feel like African design work, which has been really gorgeous. Tell me a little bit about what you like to design.
So I just like design. I'm very passionate about design. And I've heard one time, if you design one thing, you could design anything. So I like to problem solve. I like things with stories behind them. So even if you look at the cards, I just think about the story, like what's the story behind it. And even when in graphic design with typography, I think about the story, the type. What is the type saying? What is it saying? So I really like design. I like concept design, creating and just kind of visualizing. So I'm really coming into the crafting, which is really nice. And just trying to find a way to bridge the gap between both of those.
Yeah, I love it so much. Do you see yourself, what kind of designs are currently in your stores? And then what do you think you'll see from you as you kind of move forward? Because there was a time where you were making stencils and all kinds of cool things. And I think that people can still find those in your Etsy store.
Oh,
is that true?
Those things are still in my store. I have a lot of SVGs because going through Design Suite, I was just like, okay, I know Illustrator very well. I could definitely crank out. Let me create systems and try to create things where I can create things more. But now I'm thinking I will probably reuse a lot of the things that I have and make cards or make gift cards and actually pair them with some of my fonts like you see in this right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I love your thoughtfulness because you do like to put things together. So it's like you're doing this one thing over here and then you're doing this thing over here, and you like are like, listen, you can get it over here in this one SVG file, or you can go buy the font if you really love the font. I love that you had a font in there because it's always nice to see how someone's font sketches up, because you just really don't know when you buy a font on Silhouette.
Yeah, I had a couple of them. One did drag, but this came out really nice. I mean, I really like how this type worked out. And actually
Yeah.
it's been doing pretty well on the Silhouette shop. And I can see why people really like it. And it's very simple. And I could probably handwrite that, but my handwriting is just awful. So
Well, it's just like the clean lines of it, how pretty it looks.
thank you.
It's so lovely. I love it so much. So Kim's been designing. How long would you say you've been designing for?
For 2.5 years since I started the program.
Design Suite. Yeah.
Yes.
Like truly designing. And you can find her stuff in Etsy, you guys, or Silhouette. If you want to learn more about Design Suite, I recommend you come to a design bootcamp. They're only $27. You can find that at designsuitecourses.com/design bootcamp. And I think, Kim, that's where you found us. Is that true?
Oh yeah. Actually I was just, just trying to taking concept classes, and my daughter's very creative and she's still trying to figure it out. She's trying to figure out, what am I going to do? And she's a color designer, but she's so good with patterns. And when I came across your class, I thought, oh, this would be great for my daughter. So honestly, I thought with the concept designs, I didn't know what I would do with it. It was just kind of like, this is what I want to learn. Let me just learn it. But once I went to your boot camp, I thought, you know what, I could do this. And you're like, you really can. And even when I saw your videos of your designs, I was like, I can make these YouTube videos. And I made a YouTube video a couple of weeks back for a wine and design tour that I took. And that was really fun. I finally got around to making the video because I'm in the MCM courses.
Yes.
So, and
Yeah,
that was one thing.
that was incredible because we just showed it to the entire group. So this is the Marketing for Creatives course. We do have a 3-day challenge coming up. These are only $3. It's $1 a day, basically. It's coming up in August. I don't think we even have the stuff up for it yet. So if you're looking for it, it's not even available yet. But if you're looking for it, designsuitecourses.com/MCM. But Kim's in that, and we showed her video, and it turned out spot on. And it was your first one, which was incredible.
Yep. I have a few of the tutorials on how to pull together the cards, but that was my first one. And I took some time to do it. I have like 4 others in the queue, and I've been batching those. So right now I'm writing the scripts for them. I like voiceovers, but I'm going to get more comfortable with the talking heads eventually. But I like the voiceovers, and I'm learning the camera and the gimbal, and it's just so it's just so much.
It is so many things. What I love is, so what we do is we have Design Suite, which teaches you business and design, and then MCM, which is the Marketing for Creatives, and which teaches you marketing. And we've broken those up specifically based on, in Design Suite, we tell people in the first year, you shouldn't have to do any marketing. You should just be working on sales and business. Once you have that in place, MCM is the place we send people, because the marketing piece is what you need next to build a brand, especially in this day and age with AI out there, all this other stuff going on. Like, there is nothing more important than building your personal brand. So I'm super excited to have Kim in there. She's been a rock star through all of it, which has been incredible. I hope you guys love this card. I think this card is absolutely gorgeous. She like nails it when it comes to like really good focal point design, which is incredible. Go check out her shops, you guys. Go check out her YouTube channel. Go watch this video she made of this wine retreat she went on, because it's incredible. It's so, so good. And so much work. When she was saying, you said you were up to like 1 a.m. or 3 a.m. in the morning.
2 a.m. Just editing. And the editing, and that's why the first thing I said, I was like, I need an editor. And you showed us how you go about doing it, but I don't even know how I would direct an editor, because I need to kind of figure out exactly what I'm doing myself. So
yeah, I didn't get an editor till 4 years ago, and I've owned my business for 17 and a half years. So like there were many, all those years I was editing my own videos. And I do think it's important to know how to edit your own videos, because when you get a video editor, then it's not up to chance. Like you're like, this is my style. This is the way I do it. And they really do follow that.
Yeah. That's the one thing. So I have 3 that I'm working out now. I have one, Lockhart, Texas, because we just moved to Texas. So I'm just traveling around Texas. Lockhart is the barbecue capital of Texas. So I have us eating barbecue and looking at fonts. So not only am I eating barbecue, but I'm walking around and looking at the fonts and the architecture and that sort of thing as I go around the town. I have one that I go to a distillery, and there's a plant that's native to Texas, and this distillery called Desert Door is really nice. They have they have a, a spirit that they make out of this plant, and their design is really nice. Their branding and how they brand everything. So I talk a little bit about that and their bottles and how everything's branded in their store. And it's just really nice. And I actually go to another barbecue place and I know it's a lot of barbecue in Texas.
I love eating videos. I mean, if you've seen any of my videos, you guys see that I'm like showing food all the time. I thought it was just maybe an Asian thing, because like some other Asian guy was like, I see that you always do food. And I was like, well, I am Chinese. So, maybe that's what we do. But I just love looking at people's food.
Oh yeah, I have a lot of food that I'm showing. And I felt kind of bad because I thought, okay, all these can't be about food. They're going to think all we do is eat. So
yes, that's all you do, Kim. We all know that all you do is eat.
All I do is eat. So so I have that one. And then I went to Punta Cana a couple of weeks ago, and I did there's this one recreation of a 16th century village. So I have images of that, and that was really nice. And a cigar factory. Like, who knew I would be at a cigar factory finding inspiration for design? So yeah.
I love it. You really can find great design inspiration everywhere. You guys go check out her YouTube channel and wait. Maybe you can hound her in her comments and say, when's these videos? When are they coming out? I know how it goes though, because me too. We've got 5 videos in the back burner that I'm like, okay, we're going to get to those. We're going to get to those.
Yeah, I want to get to them. So I listened to your podcast yesterday and it got me fired up, right? So
which one? Make and Design or Design Your Life?
Design Your Life, maybe.
Okay.
Because you're talking about how with these YouTube lives, you've done like 45, 100, 500, something. Like you're just like every day, Carina, really every day. Like
I know. I go all the way in. Like, so you guys, you didn't know, if you want to go watch some bad videos, you're welcome. Go to February. Every day I was doing a video, and I did it for like a month and a half or 2 months. Like I was just like, I'm gonna do one every single day, because I wanted to get comfortable on camera being live, and I didn't want to judge myself. And I was like, I have a small enough audience still. It's not that big of a deal. As it grows bigger, I'm going to be more self-conscious, I think. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to make one every day. And so I talk about that on the Design Your Life podcast. I don't remember which ones came out. So
yeah, I think it came out yesterday. Do you post them every Monday or?
No, every Thursday. Every Thursday is Design.
So maybe when you gave, I was thinking, what would I do this week for MCM? I want to have a question ready for you. I really want to like get this going. And when you mentioned you did them every day, I thought, okay, I could try to get one out every week. I thought it would be a bit much, but why not? I have everything in the queue, and you know what? Just go for it. I think that perfectionism is just overrated, and I just want to go for it.
Yeah, I agree. And I also think I always tell the story about Jeannie and how she was like, I challenged her to do 200 products in 2 weeks. And everyone was like, what? You're so crazy. But then she did it. And I was like, now, Jeannie, how easy is it just to do 5 products a week? And she was like, oh, it's so easy. I was like, if you do the hardest thing first, then afterwards it feels easy. Same thing with Siri cut out my entire Christmas village as her first project for Silhouette for me. And she, that's my daughter, it took her like 3 days. She was like cutting them all out. Well, today I gave her my, we're doing like the Thanksgiving stuff with Julie tonight at Summer Giving at 6 p.m. You guys come visit us for the 6 p.m. It's going to be super fun. And Siri did it in 2 seconds flat. She was like, that was so easy. And I was like, because I gave you the hardest project first. So now every project I give her feels like no big deal. And sometimes I think we forget, like, one of the best things we can do for ourselves is do the hardest thing first, because then after that, everything else feels easy.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. And I think about like with the book, when I read your book, Jumping Hurdles.
Yes, Jumping Hurdles. The name of the book's not Jumping Hurdles, you guys, but that's one of the concepts I talk about in Design, Profit, and Prosper. That's available on Amazon if you're looking for that. You guys, this has been so fun. Can I get hearts in the chat for Kim? Oh, so good, Kim. So good. You guys, go check out her Etsy channel. Go look at her blossoming YouTube channel, because I think Kim is really one of my students that have been just like, I am going to go like all into YouTube. And she's doing like the hard thing right now, which, you guys, video that's like with what you're doing is the hardest. Crafting videos are hard too, but like doing video, like where you're at, if you want to see what Kim's up to, that'll be incredible. Show them the project one last time, you guys. So cute. Really quick, your Etsy store, Kimberly Thomas Designs, and same for Silhouette.
Kimberly Thomas Design, same.
Yep. Awesome. Okay, Kim, just hold on one second. You guys, we're going to end here. Everybody have such a great day. We will see you guys later for Summer Craft Along at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern time, not Easter time, Eastern time. We have today and tomorrow left. And if you missed yesterday's, Asia and I had a really good time with Summer Ween. So check out the video of us wearing our witch hats. All right, you guys have such a great day. We'll see you soon. Bye.